Hi, everybody. I'm Jamie Kale Miller of Pandora Astrology here in Berkeley, California, and also of Pandora.
Hi guys, I'm Julia Mijas and I'm joining in from San Francisco.
And today we want to talk with you about your Saturn return, which is possibly one of the biggest life cycle milestones that you can experience. In our lifetime, usually we have two of them. The first one happens when you're 29. The second one happens at double 29, which is age 58. Now, Saturn is a planet in your chart. I'm going to turn on the screen share right now and show you. Here's a sample chart for somebody who might be having a Saturn return right now as of the making of this video. This person would be 29 this year or would turn 29 this year, and here's Saturn. Saturn is an archetype that has to do with authority and becoming an authority. Saturn is, often viewed with some fear and trepidation by astrologers, unfortunately, as well as their clients. And your Saturn sign in your chart tells something about what is your lifetime's great work. What is the tough thing, the hard thing that you came here to do and learn? And you're not supposed to run from that. You're supposed to apply yourself to that. You're supposed to discipline yourself towards that. Work at it and turn it into your lifetime's crowning achievement. It's one of the most important things you can know about your chart, and your Saturn sign has a lot to say about that. If you look in the YouTube description below this video, you will find a link to a page on our website where you can find out a lot more about your Saturn sign, find out what Saturn sign you have, and also get a recording that tells you a heck of a lot more about your Saturn sign and how to live into it in the best possible way. So, hey, Julia, can you tell the viewers out there, what does the Saturn return feel like?
Yeah, mine wasn't too long ago. Saturn return. Well, Saturn is a planet. Wherever we have Saturn is where we have a bit of a blockage, where we kind of feel where the pain in the neck, in our neck, is sort of coming from. So Saturn returns, depending on where Saturn is in your chart, are going to hit people in different places. Maybe if it's in the 7th house, it'll play out more in your relationships. If it's in the 11th house, it may play out more in your friendships. If it's in the 2nd house, maybe it's money. So, it can have that kind of nuance per individual and per chart. But generally speaking, what everybody goes through, and why so many people cry on their 30th birthday, I've noticed. 30th birthday, bring tissues if you're going to someone's 30th birthday, is what I've learned. Is because Saturn, when it makes an aspect to itself, it's usually a time of a lot of testing. It's usually a time where we really feel our age. We feel a lot older. We feel this sense of immediacy that if we don't accomplish everything we want to do, then we're just running out of time, because Saturn represents time. And it can also be a time of increased responsibilities and testing and wherever Saturn is. So, it's not a lighthearted time, but it doesn't have to be a bad time. It's a time of either cutting your losses if something isn't working out for you, if you need to switch careers or switch relationships or figure out a new way to make money, or it can be a time of manifestation too, which is Saturn's higher side.
Yeah, you really do arrive at a milestone, and it's characterized by these feelings of heaviness, seriousness, obligation, duty. You feel under pressure to perform to a new and higher standard. You may feel judged from without or even from within. And so it really is time to step up and play your best game. So if we look at this, example, we can see that this person has Saturn at 6 degrees of Aquarius in the 4th house. They were born in 1991. And if you were born in 1991 and you're going to turn 29 this year, then you'd be, feeling this already. Even before your birthday. And here we can see that Saturn has traveled all the way around the wheel and returned to not only Aquarius, but also the exact degree, 6 degrees of Aquarius. And that's when the Saturn return is precise. The Saturn return itself tends to last about 9 months, and it usually will have several periods inside that 9-month time that where the pressure is the heaviest, where it is the most intense. you can get a diagram with those time periods on it, marked on that diagram, if you come to see Julia or me or any Pandora astrologer for a session about it. Now, also, you might be having your lifetime's second Saturn return. And if you are, then you would have been born probably in 1963, or you would be heading for your 58th birthday. And as we can see in this chart, Saturn is once again about to return. Here it is at 6 degrees of Aquarius. This native has Saturn in 10 degrees of Aquarius. And so in some days to come, that Saturn is going to return precisely. And here you can see it actually happening. So the second Saturn return is something that I'm a lot closer to than Julia is. So I'm going to speak to that. It is, again, going to bring up those feelings of heaviness and seriousness, and you feel like you've arrived at one of lifetime's, most serious milestones. But you're in a very different place in your life now. You're closer to the end of your career years than the beginning. And so at this point, you really want to find yourself in a position of authority and expertise. You want to be receiving respect and even acclaim for what you've accomplished thus far. And if you feel like you're just not on track for that, then this Saturn return can feel really awful. And but you might also be on the top of your game and feeling like added pressure to take the next steps. And on the other hand, you might even be thinking about retirement, and you might be thinking about, well, why did I spend so many years doing something I don't even really care about? So any of these feelings might be swirling around for you. And the second Saturn return is an excellent time to course correct and go after what you really want to be doing, either by making a fierce career change into a direction that has always interested you, but maybe you've never had the courage to pursue, or by leveraging the expertise that you've built in the arena that you have been working in, that maybe, hasn't felt very much to the purpose, but leveraging that to make a pivot to the direction that you really want to be going in. Because, time is marching on, and that's what Saturn is whispering in your ear. Goodness, what else do we want to say about this, Julia?
Just one thought that popped in my mind, and what I like to tell clients when they're going through their second Saturn return, an example I like to bring up is Bill Gates, big time Bill Gates, made Microsoft, made billions. During his second Saturn return, he founded the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. And it really, to me, clearly sort of demonstrates, he had worked in the corporate world, he had built up, changed the world with his business. But I think that for him, soul searching at that time, he saw himself as leaving a different kind of legacy than just Microsoft. So a lot of what is the legacy you're going to leave in this world, whether you want to do volunteering work, it doesn't always have to pertain to jobs. But I think that's a big part of it too.
Yeah, I love that. It's a great example of making that pivot, and leveraging what you've already built to move in a different direction. And I've always thought that Saturn is not just about, the wealth that we build or the, how we look to the world outside. It's also about the character building that we do inside. And sometimes when you get to the second Saturn return, it can be about what am I leaving behind as my legacy that really matters to people, and how can I show my character in this moment? So one last thought that I want to leave you with is that the sign that you have Saturn in matters very much. That is what tells you what kind of authority you want to be and express, and what area in which the hard work of your life lives, and how you should be pursuing that. So you can look in the YouTube description below to find a page where you can discover your Saturn sign, and you can find the year that your Saturn, that you were born in, and that should tell you your Saturn sign. And once you discover that, you're going to learn so much about purpose and why you're really here on this earth in this lifetime. So I recommend that you do that. And that's all we have for you today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you like this video, please share it widely. If you know somebody having their Saturn return or heading towards it, they could maybe really use this video. And until next time, we'll see you around the cosmos. Bye.
Bye-bye.